Welcome back to the sanctuary where we do not believe in coincidences, but rather in the intricate architecture of destiny. You are watching Whatever You Need, the only digital observatory where we track the movements of the stars not just on the map, but within the constellations of the human heart. If you are tired of the superficial noise of the daily news cycle and crave a narrative that respects the complexity of emotion, memory, and the unspoken languages of love, you have finally found your home. Today, we are opening a dossier that has pulled two of the most beloved figures in Turkish television back into the same frame, with a twist that no one saw coming. We are talking about Akın Akınözü and Ebru Şahin. A duo whose names have been etched into the public imagination for years, yet who have walked separate paths until now. According to the murmurs echoing behind closed doors, a sudden breakup, a flight to Europe, and a series of photographs that align with mathematical precision have set the stage for the first great mystery of 2025. Did they plan it? Was it the universe intervening? Or are we witnessing the quiet prologue to a new chapter? Stay with me because we are about to decode the silence. But first, I need you to solidify your place in our community. Press that subscribe button right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a beat. And for those of you who want to support high-caliber, independent journalism, and gain access to exclusive theories, I strongly encourage you to click the join button below. Your support is the heartbeat of Whatever You Need. Now, let's step into the winter light. The architecture of an Escape the Story begins not with a shout, but with a whisper in one of Europe's most beloved cities, the kind of place where history is written in stone, and the air shimmers with a particular kind of magic when the clock strikes midnight. It is the season of fresh starts, and it appears that Akın Akınözü chose this specific geography to draw a line in the sand of his own life. According to the intelligence gathering in the corridors of Istanbul, Akın boarded a flight just moments after closing a significant chapter of his existence. The news of his separation from his longtime fiancée did not explode with the violence of a sudden argument, rather, it is described as a slow unraveling, the kind of ending that begins quietly in the heart long before it reaches the lips. He traveled not as a tourist seeking leisure, but as a man seeking refuge. A space to breathe away from the suffocating scrutiny of the local press, a place where he could walk anonymous under the winter sky. Yet, as fate would have it, he was not the only soul seeking solace and celebration in that specific coordinate. Ebru Şahin, a woman who has been carving her own path of success with grace and determination, also happened to be welcoming the new year in the very same city. The probability of two former partners, whose on-screen chemistry once captivated millions, finding themselves in the same European zip code at the turning of the year is statistically negligible. And yet, here we are. The digital detectives and the geometry of shadows. It was the fans, those unsung historians of the digital age, the sleuths who analyze pixels with the precision of forensic scientists, who first noticed the anomaly. It started as a ripple. A steady stream of photos appearing on their respective feeds, posted within minutes of each other. At first glance, they were innocuous. Ebru shared a glowing snapshot beneath garlands of gold, her face illuminated by the festive joy of the season. Akın posted a quiet, contemplative view of a cityscape bathed in the pale, blue light of winter. There were no tags. There were no mentions. There was nothing overt that would trigger a notification. But the devil, as always, is in the details. The keen eyes of their followers began to match the background elements. The specific curve of a wrought iron balcony rail in Akın's photo matched the architectural style in Ebru's. The amber hue of a street lamp reflected in a window pane in one frame appeared in full view in the other. The cobblestones underfoot, the distinct shape of a distant clock tower, even the quality of the light, everything pointed to a singular conclusion: they were not just in the same city. They were navigating the same streets, perhaps even sitting at the same tables, separated only by the framing of a camera lens. A question for the Whatever You Need community. I want to pause here and ask you a question about the nature of these coincidences. Do you believe that two people can share such a specific time and place without a prearranged plan? Or do you think this was a soft launch, a deliberate trail of breadcrumbs left for us to find? Head down to the comments section right now. Are you Team Coincidence or Team Destiny? Your theories fuel this channel. And while you are there, please smash that like button if you enjoy this deep forensic analysis of social media clues. The anatomy of a breakup. To understand the gravity of this reunion, we must first dissect the emotional landscape Akın Akınözü left behind. Word slipped out from sources said to be intimately close to the actor that the separation from his fiancée was the result of a long, arduous process of estrangement. It wasn't a sudden blow-up fueled by scandal. It was the accumulation of differences that stacked up until even the ordinary days felt heavy with silence. He left Istanbul carrying the weight of a years-long relationship that had run its course. This context is crucial. A man in this state does not usually seek out chaos. He seeks familiarity, understanding, and perhaps, a connection that requires no explanation. This is where the presence of Ebru Şahin changes the narrative from a travel story to a potential romance novel. Though their names have been intertwined in the public imagination for years due to their legendary past projects, they haven't shared a set in a long time. Their personal circles had diverged sharply. That distance is exactly why this possible reconnection feels like a thunderclap. It suggests that in a moment of vulnerability, Akın may have turned to a safe harbor, someone who knows the man behind the fame. The sound of silence. What is most striking about this entire episode is the profound silence that has enveloped it. Ebru has chosen a silence that does not look wounded or defensive. Her posts were bright with winter skies and the kind of carefree smiles that say she is breathing easier. There were no cryptic captions revealing anything, just moments of light. She seemed at peace, energized, projecting the aura of a woman who knows the power of stillness when the world is loud. Akın's feed took on the same understated, sophisticated tone, a few thoughtful frames, a muted palette of grays and blues, a calmness that didn't deny the rumors but didn't confirm them either. They didn't need to say much, the silence did the heavy lifting. In an industry where noise is currency, their restraint was a luxury. It was a deliberate choice, observers claimed, not to hide in shame, but to protect the tenderness of a moment before the world could bruise it with speculation. The rumor was that they wanted to keep whatever this was, reconciliation, rekindling, or simply grace in each other's company, away from prying eyes until they knew what it truly meant. The mutual friends and the soft reveal. The plot thickened when mutual friends began to sprinkle comments that felt less like casual banter and more like coded messages. A few hearts here, a stray star emoji there, left beneath their New Year's posts. These weren't the generic comments of acquaintances, they were the knowing nods of an inner circle. Nobody rushed to delete these emojis. Nobody tamped down the speculation. The restraint was its own message, one that hinted at an official statement waiting in the wings, or perhaps a decision to let the public catch up at their own pace. The micro-details obsessed the most devoted followers. A table setting that matched strikingly in two separate posts, the fold of a napkin, the type of wine glass. The lattice of a balcony that, once you looked, you couldn't unsee. People stitched together timelines and carefully circled background details. Perhaps, they said, this wasn't just hidden. Perhaps it was a soft reveal, a way of letting those who wanted to know find the truth, while maintaining a plausible deniability for the tabloids. The psychology of the reset. From the outside, this trip looked less like a scandalous escape and more like a gentle reset for both of them. For Akın, it was a way to breathe without the noise of what had just ended, a way to reclaim his autonomy. Those who see him regularly told a story of a man who had pulled back after the breakup, becoming a bit more reserved. But out there in that winterlit city, it was like a veil lifted. He smiled wider, he walked lighter. He was said to be talking about a new chapter, not in a flashy way, but with the quiet determination of someone who has taken the measure of himself and is ready to step forward. As for Ebru, the timing felt equally intentional. She'd been working hard, pushing through a dense season of filming and commitments. Whispers suggest she wanted this break to be a recalibration for her spirit, a chance to get still before plunging back into the demands of the screen. But when two people who are resetting find themselves aligning so perfectly, it forces us to ask, is the universe pushing them together, or are they steering the ship? The anticipation of the return, and now, with the holidays officially over and the city they were in returning to its mundane rhythm, the countdown begins again. This time, it is a countdown to their return. The airport has always been the stage where private stories spill into public view. It is the modern arena of truth. Maybe they won't arrive together at all. Maybe they'll walk out of the glass sliding doors minutes apart, faces forward, wearing dark glasses, plans tucked safely out of reach. Or maybe, just maybe, a brief shared glance, a hand hovering near a back, or a shared vehicle will rewrite the conversation entirely. Industry chatter says we're just days away from the next turn in this story. Sources insist this hasn't been a whirlwind fling stretched over one flashy night. The trip, by all accounts, continued for several days, a quiet rhythm of mornings and nights, of city streets, and hushed conversations in restaurants where privacy means more than the menu choices. They slipped from taxis to doorways with the practiced discretion of people who have been famous long enough to know how to be invisible when they want to be. They weren't careless, not once. And that, perhaps more than anything, is what convinced many that whatever sparked between them deserved that care. The year of the new beginning. Back on fan pages, a new thread has taken hold, the idea that what began long ago, on sets, in stories, in the glare of fame, might be circling back in a calmer, wiser way. Not an explosion, but a return. Not a confession, but a recognition. And that's why the phrase keeps popping up everywhere, is 2025 their new beginning? It's a dramatic line, sure, but it sticks because it feels possible. Northwest one close to them will confirm anything. No one denies it either. What we do know is that the same city lights reflected in two pairs of eyes, and the same night air carried two people into a new year with untold conversations between them. Whether those conversations lead to a private understanding or a public chapter is the piece everyone is waiting to see. There's a buzz that once they touch down in Istanbul, they'll return to work as if nothing ever happened, moving into script readings, meetings, and the clocks of production. But the questions won't stop at the studio door. A single photo, a shared car, even two coffee cups left side by side on a makeup table could send speculation into overdrive again. For now, the story lives in the overlaps. The matching city views. The timing of the uploads. The soft smiles and unhurried captions. The earth doesn't shake when two people quietly realign. But you can feel the air shift. So we wait, watching the doorways and the timelines, listening for the signal that turns rumor into reality. Until then, this is the season of almosts and maybes, and somehow that's exactly what makes it compelling. Before you go, I want to hear your prediction. Will they announce a relationship in 2025, or will this remain a beautiful mystery? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to whatever you need, and join our member circle for more behind-the-scenes intel. Until the next clue drops, keep your eyes open. This has been Whatever You Need. Thank you for watching.